Hello, Laura Lake.
Hello. I should probably turn everyone up so I can actually hear them. Hi, Adam. Just letting some people in. I guess, if I have to.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Playfully, of course.
Uh-huh.
Good morning. Good morning.
It is afternoon for me.
Oh, wow. Where are you?
I'm in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
And
Where are
you look
you?
so dry.
In my room and on my face, yes. Outside, no.
Yeah, I'm in Ottawa.
Oh, are you? So you
I'm in
heard about
Hamilton.
our storm, did you?
Yeah, well, I'm from Florida, so I've been watching it for a while now.
Yeah. Great. Okay. I'm gonna get comfy. This morning, I was like, I have had to chill for the last 3 days, and then I got up this morning. I'm like, it's too hot. So I had a sweater and everything already, and it's chucked. I'm like, screw it. I've got the fan on me and everything. I am expecting a few more people for sure. Let me grab the controller for this fan. Ugh. That's the best part, is I can be across the room and have to like beep boop.
I'm sorry. I was watching something else.
What were you watching?
I have a 2-year case that has been like a monkey on my back, and I
Yeah.
have the settlement paper in my inbox. Yeah, I'm just
Congratulations.
thank you. Today's day one of take two for me.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, I'm happy now.
I'm happy for you. I don't even know what it is, but just I know getting those papers would be one of those things that just weight off shoulders.
Yes.
Definitely. Hi, Alex.
Hey, what's up, Laura? Good to see you.
Ugh, I'm awake. That's,
Hey.
yeah, and mostly coherent.
All right. Well, the mostly is a good start.
Mostly. It's much better. Like me right now is probably the most awake, coherent, and not freezing I've been in days.
Where are you in the world again?
I'm in Halifax, Nova Scotia. We had a
Oh,
tornado, and then I banged my head really hard. There's still a bump on the cupboard. And then I did a breathing technique thing with a friend, and I got blisters for the first time in many, many years. And then I had a cold that my daughter gave me. And it
oh,
was a
damn.
mess of everything.
Okay.
Welcome, Deepak.
I think you had me at Nova Scotia.
Yeah, I know. There's this image going around of a lady who completely lost her house in Cape Breton due
Mhm.
to the hurricane. Like
Wow.
it crashed it and swept it away where her refrigerator got swept away. And then the next day it washed up on the shore. She opened it and she found some like local White Claw seltzer and she was like, "Yes, it's a good day for a seltzer." So now it's going around and somebody tagged the company in it. We're really hoping they do something for her.
So like went like full Wizard of Oz, like
Oh, it wasn't like in the air, but just the waves. Oh,
wow,
yeah. I'm really lucky.
that's
I'm on the
intense.
top of one of the tallest hills in the city. So water damage didn't affect us. But the wind here, we have a lot of sturdy trees, which is great. But down the hill a little bit, there was so many roads that you just couldn't get down.
Gotcha.
Even my
Wow.
mother-in-law, her house,
Laura,
there's
where do you live
a big
exactly?
tree. I'm in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Oh,
So
in
we're like
Halifax. Okay.
by Fiona,
Yeah, yeah,
More
yeah.
like Halifax, like Halifax. Like
Halifax.
this.
Yeah. Yeah, the big tree in her house just kind of fell onto the house. Thankfully, didn't break the windows or anything. And then my parents have no trees next to their house, so we're good. But then I think they're still without power 3 days later.
Jeez.
Yeah, there are some people who aren't supposed to get power back until Friday. So it would have been a week. It's craziness.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do want to start mostly on time. Is there anything that you have questions about that you don't think I'm going to cover in the next little while? I like how it's all men right now.
Will there be tornadoes at this conference? I want to just like
I mean, I could cosplay as a tornado. haven't ruled that out entirely, but probably not because it's too soon. Okay, I
That's all
love that
got.
question. So I will start by saying, oh, I'm recording. Good. I will start by saying I'm not just looking for speakers, and that's totally going to be the last thing I cover, because I do want to show you that there are other ways to be involved in this conference that isn't necessarily speaking on the stage. Because it is really structured, I need to not just make sure that you're an awesome speaker, but that you and your topic really integrate with all of the other speakers. So it's not just one speaker I'm looking for. I'm looking for a group that mesh really well together in this theme. But I'm always in my mind thinking, well, where can I put this person? What kind of events do I know that would be great for your particular topic? So just because it may be a yes or no this time doesn't mean it won't be a yes or no next time. And for everything else, okay? So I'm going to start with partnerships because I didn't really mention that a lot. Last time was right after COVID started. This was supposed to be a live event, the Solopreneur Conference. It came about where local entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, they said, Laura, we're going to all these small business events during Small Business Week, but they never cater to us. They cater to people with employees, to people who have workforces, and they're like, so we have to pick out these little tiny pieces of information and then attempt to put them together and personalize it for our business. And I'm like, yeah, I know it sucks. They're like, can you do something about it? Because they know I'll try anything. And I'm an extrovert, which makes it easy. So I said, yeah, I'll figure it out. I have no idea how to create a conference. And so I figured it out. And then COVID hit. So then I had to figure out again on how to do an online conference. So it is an online conference. So everybody can attend from everywhere. It is geared for solopreneurs. And the solopreneurs that I target are those mess-to-message style solopreneurs. So solopreneurs is an entrepreneur who generally works on their own. They don't have a team behind them. It's you. And you're awesome for that. And I want to celebrate that instead of going, you have to scale. No, if you want to be you, your entire business. I'm here for it. So those mess-to-message style solopreneurs, they tend to be the ones who will take all of your free courses, all of them. They will go to 1,000 free courses before they ever attempt to pay for something because they think they don't know enough. And so this conference is specifically for showing them that they do know a lot already. Sometimes they need a reminder, which is what the speakers are for, is to have a conversation that may introduce new topics, may not introduce new topics, but you're there to instigate a learning environment where they implement on the spot and network with people at the event. So you're not there to mystically, magically impart all of your knowledge on people. You are there to mystically, magically be the badass that is you, to help them personalize and actually do the work of getting themselves to move forward. And you just happen to be that person. And that's great. So the partners are people who find themselves thinking of what is any sort of way that I can get involved. And that doesn't necessarily have to mean speaking. It doesn't necessarily have to be sponsorship. Maybe you have skills I don't. Great. I love when people have skills I don't, because I'm not badass at everything. That's amazing. So what skills do you have? Do you want to volunteer part of your skills in exchange for something? So think of anything crazy cool that you or people that you know could benefit both the audience and the community of solopreneurs. And then we'll have a conversation. We'll have a one-on-one conversation on what that looks like for them. In the past, I've had people help me with tech, people help me with branding. Yay, Tara. She's amazing. She did all the branding last year. People help me with the website. People help me with graphic design. People help me with on the day internet and space rental and being my like admin basically behind the scenes, because I'm one person and I can't do everything, even though I want to. Okay, so partnership is just kind of everywhere. Play with it. See if there's something that you like. Okay. That's super easy. Okay. Partnerships out of the way. Sponsorships are slightly different. Sponsorships could be, I'm going to give you money, or I'm going to give you a platform, or I'm going to give you this or that, or whatever it is that you have in exchange for whatever you feel is something crazy cool that also benefits you. So something that benefits me to help me run it, and then something that benefits you. It doesn't necessarily have to be money, though money is cool. I will never say no to money, okay? I mean, maybe. If it was the completely wrong person, I might say no. Like, because we are supporting a charity with this. Let's just say the charity is one that is really politically, socially, like everything unacceptable. I will refuse their money. But we're entrepreneurs. We're solopreneurs. I did research before COVID. Numbers have changed now. But before COVID, 1 in 2 entrepreneurs suffer from mental health issues. And I myself have almost died 7 times, been diagnosed with PTSD twice, but had it probably a few more times than that, been depressed, anxious, yeah, all of that, okay? So I'm very familiar with the mental health. Part of the proceeds of this Solopreneur conference is going to mental health charities. So if you know or have a favorite mental health charity, please let me know. And I will make sure to find connections in that. Normally, I work with the Canadian Mental Health Association, the CMHA, and that's usually where I donate. But if you have suggestions, I'm totally open. So that's the basics of sponsorships. Now for the fun part. The fun part of speaking. I will be your MC unless I find a better one, because, oh my God, I got stuff to do. I will also be the opening keynote, because I want to make sure that since it is a structured event, I want to set the stage. I want to set the tone. I want to set the boundaries of what this day is going to look and feel like. So I'm a keynote speaker. I might have a secondary keynote speaker to end the day. I have to double check with Randy Spelling since he did last year's keynote. He said to talk to him anytime I have an event. And I'll be like, cool, I love you too, you're amazeballs. And if he says yes, great. If he says no, then there's a spot open. For speakers, what I'm looking for is for people to go through the 7-step courageous connection formula, which I will cover in a moment. And I want you to look at the 7 steps and go, this one I'm already doing. This one I'm already supporting. This one I already believe in. And then think about that, relate it to your business and how you already do the amazing things that you do in your business, the way that you do your business, and then see how they connect. Okay, so for example, the first one is clarity. First step is clarity. How do you do the work that you do to help people gain that clarity? Okay, we will go deeper in a moment. That's just an example. So I'm going to pick on you for a second, Anthony. If you are helping people with diversity and inclusion and equity and access, your idea, add the L in, it's ideal for love, then how does that work help people gain clarity in their business? Just quick answer off the top of your head.
Yeah, that's a great question, Laura. I think the ideal concept of developing the equity, diversity, and inclusion and access placemat is formulating a tangible and intangible approach to amplifying your clientele and amplifying your business to create a better reach and a better overall outcome.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. Better reach, better outcome. Awesome. And having everybody feel like they're a part of the team and that they're involved instead of excluding people. Okay. That can bring some clarity into what your message is, into how you run your business. These 7 steps, the courageous connection formula, is geared toward those mess to message style people. So they have those stories of struggle. They have those stories of, oh my God, some crap happened. And now I've had to learn something that isn't the typical generally. in order to get out of it. And now that's why they share, is because they couldn't find the answer. They finally found an answer that worked for them. And now they're trying to share all of the lessons that they've learned. Okay, so that whole thing requires clarity of you, clarity of your audience, clarity of your business, how you work. I think there's so many aspects to that. This year's theme, I finally chose it just this morning, is attracting aligned attention. Yeah, attracting aligned attention. Last time it was emerge with clarity. So I want to go through the 7 steps each year as a theme, but I want to word it in a way that gets people thinking about what is happening. So emerging with clarity was, oh crap, COVID. And so we were trying to emerge from all of the closed quarters and close-mindedness in some areas of what was going on. Okay, so emerging with clarity was last time. Hi, Julia. And then this time I'm finding that there really is this explosion of entrepreneurs who understand that selling isn't buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. It's attracting people in, hence using that word attraction. Now that they're starting to understand the mental health side, they're like, I can't just tell them what to do. That doesn't work. I have to kind of tease them in, hence the attracting. And then the aligned part is we have all shifted our identity and our work and the way that we do business in the last few years. So what is that alignment now? Because maybe the clients that we had 2 years ago aren't necessarily the clients that we want today. And so we want to attract the new alignment of our audience. And so the attention, we want the attention of those people. So that's the theme, Julia, is attracting aligned attention. Yay. Okay, so the 7 steps, I'm going to pull this up. I wonder if I can share my screen and just show you. Learning as I go. Oh, the green button right in front of me. This one. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down and hopefully you'll see it. Can everybody read this? Hopefully. Yay! Okay, so the basics are this. I call BS on the whole know, like, and trust factor. Some of you have probably met me that way. That is part of my hook, because the know, like, trust, buy factor is about asking you to do things for me as the business owner. And to me, that is so backwards. So very, very backwards. I need to understand that as a mess-to-message style solopreneur, I have to get to know me, get to like me, get to trust me before I can ever get to know people who are like me, which is my ideal audience, get to know them, get to like them, get to trust them where they are. Okay. And once I can do that, then they start to get to like themselves or sorry, get to know themselves, get to like themselves, get to trust themselves. And now naturally it just happens back to us. That is that attraction. That is the very core basics of all of this. And to rewrite that, that's what the courageous connection formula is. Okay, so first step is clarity. As we mentioned, clarity of you, clarity of me, clarity of my business, what it is that I'm trying to do, and the message that I'm trying to share. Number 2, step 2 is that attention. That's what this year is about. So now that I know myself and I know you and I know how I want to do my business, how do I actually get that attention without demanding it, but attracting it instead? Excuse me. Number 3 is connection. So now it's not just about getting you to buy my stuff and buy my stuff and buy my stuff, because it's all about me and giving me money and making me awesome. No, it's about, I want to know who you are as a human being, because I have felt darkness, which you also feel, and that is actually how we're having a conversation. So instead of buy my stuff, it's you and I are human beings who want to be better human beings, and we have connected on that level. So how do we build that relationship so it's long-term? Business always wins in the long term. So how do we make that long-term connection? Step 4 is value. In this, what I like to say is that I have something that I call constructive vulnerability. I was teaching this before I even knew who Brene Brown was. Somebody had told me at the end of one of my sessions, they're like, have you been watching Brene Brown? I'm like, who the hell is Brene Brown? They're like, oh my God. And then I discovered Brene Brown. What it actually is we are talking about vulnerability, but what are the pieces, those gems, the value in our story of vulnerability that actually helps someone else? That's all we need to share. We don't have to share anything else if we don't want to. Do I? Yeah, I tend to do that. But I don't have to. It's my choice. So value is about those value gems that we can uncover from our story, that we can uncover within us. It's not somewhere else. It's already here. And that we are sharing that value from a unique place. Okay. Step 5 is service. Now we get to the thing that we do, the thing, the service, whatever work it is that you have. What is it that you actually do? Okay, now that I know your story, now that I know how you got my attention, we started connecting. Oh my God, you're a human being. I see those value gems in your story. Now, what is it that you actually do with that? Oh, I express that through graphic design. Oh, cool. Okay. Or I express that through coaching. Great. Okay, how do you coach? Now we start to talk about the thing that you do. So step 6 is change. So it's not just about how you've changed as my client, but how has your family changed? How has your friend group changed? Your community changed? Your city, your country, your world, right? It is a ripple effect. And so we want to highlight that journey to say it's not just one, it is a ripple effect. So understanding that ripple effect helps us want to do it again and more and deeper. And the last one, step 7, is inspiration. So how are you taking that change that we now see and we are now documenting and aware of, and using that to inspire change in others? Because we can't tell them to change. It just doesn't work. No matter how much we try, it does not work. But we can inspire them to change. Hence starting that whole cycle again. As soon as they change, they've had that enough is enough moment, that struggle that they've worked through. And now they're like, oh, I have my own story. And they're going to get attention and they're going to connect and they're going to add value and have services and create more change. And that ripple effect is amazing. Okay. So that's what that is. I'm going to stop the share for a moment. We're all back. Was that complicated or did that make sense to you? You're allowed to unmute yourselves. Everybody's quiet today?
Okay, I'll jump in. So Laura, basically you're looking for from the speaker to touch on all of these 7 elements in their
Actually,
speech?
no. Close. You're going to be one step in the bridge that is this formula. So the day is structured. That was going to be the next thing I talk about. So thank you, Deepak.
Okay, I'll just let you continue then.
Yeah, no, perfect. Thank you. The day is structured to start with me as a keynote to set that stage, as I had mentioned earlier. And then each speaker is just going to touch on one. So pick your favorite one or 2 that you love to talk about that is a part of your work that you are badass at and hopefully better than me at, because that's the goal. And then you're going to share how you work with that in your business. So I don't know a whole lot about your business, Deepak, but can I pick on you for a moment? Sure, we'll use an example.
Sure.
Have any of those made sense in your business? So what is it that you do?
Yeah, most of them.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I coach people. I work with already high performers to take their game to the next level. And specifically in the health bent of that, not always necessarily though. I mean, they all, just the first one, like, you picked on Anthony before, but I was just thinking like the way I approach clients, and they're not always entrepreneurs or solopreneurs, but if you don't have things going on right in your health, you can't have clarity. You're not thinking as quickly. You're not making as good decisions. So that's one of my value propositions to people is if you get a bunch of things in check, you will actually think better. You'll make better decisions. You won't have brain fog, blah, 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 blah. So clarity, I mean, that one just jumped out. I mean, a lot of these do.
No, that's
I'll
great.
have to think about like which one I want to put my hand up. It's like, I think this is the one I want to,
Yeah.
or one or two that you said, type of thing.
So then let's take that, and the theme is attracting aligned attention. We're just going to go with the flow with this. How does helping people, okay, more things to deal with. How does
So when
helping people with their health-
when you have a clearer mind,
Yep.
you make better decision making. I find myself, I'll just use myself for a quick example here. I am able to pull different pieces of information together better because I have a clearer mind.
Yes.
So I think that's attracting. You're putting ideas together.
Mhm.
You have better attention. Obviously, when you're like focused, you can make quicker decisions, etc. The aligned. Well, I think it all just ties in, right? I mean, these are the reason you chose these 3 words, right? When you're aligned, you make better decisions. You're thinking clearly. You can focus on what that person's mission is. If it's serving whatever demographic, right? You're not distracted. You're not doing this. You're not fretting about, should I spend $100 on this or $125 on this? Like, just fucking make a decision already. Like, because it's clear to you, right? Because you're not worrying about, I got back pain or whatever, right? Whatever else is going on in their life. So yeah, it fits.
Definitely. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. Is I'm not looking to tell you how to talk about clarity, but your job as a speaker in this framework is to give us a step-by-step constant build of information. So whatever somebody's going to talk about under clarity, the next person under attention is going to touch on whatever the speaker said in step 1, which is why this is so structured. And I can't just go, tell me all the things. Your go-to talks are not going to fit. They're just not. But I also don't need you to read a speech to me. It's really conversational. So don't worry about writing a speech. So whoever talks about clarity, let's say they do talk about health. So whoever talks about attention, how does what the person talked about under clarity add to what you're going to talk about with attention? And then the person that speaks about connection, how does whatever the person talked about in attention, number 2, add to, right? Set yourself up for growing with a connection in step 3. And that's what the whole day is we're going to build on that, because your talk is 15 to 20 minutes. That's it. I want you to be straightforward to the point with one main concept. And then the next 15 to 20 minutes is actually going to be you as the speaker guiding us through some sort of implementation or practice piece. It could be a breakout session. Maybe you have some questions for us to answer. Maybe you have a worksheet. Maybe you want us to draw something. I don't know. We're going to make stuff up as we go. But it's to get them thinking about what you just told us. And then in their groups, which is part of the networking, you get to facilitate how they're going to start using it and doing the work and personalizing it right now before we even start the next session. Because we want to take that, and even if we have 1% more awareness on what clarity means to them, they're going to pull that into the next session where we talk about attention. They're like, oh, I never thought about that before. Well, now they're thinking about it when we talk about attention. And that's what I want, because I want them to build that and to network with people at the same time. So that 15 to 20 minutes of implementation or practice or breakout session or whatever it happens to be, they're going to be talking amongst each other. And you as the speaker on the platform that we're using, we're not using Zoom, we're using something called Airmeet. So it looks like an actual conference. We have the main stage and then we have tables. I want you to go around to the different tables and say, how's it going? Do you have any questions for me? How can I serve you right now? So that they get to not just know you on the stage, because you're not the end all be all expert, and neither are we. We are a collaborative environment that is trying to help each other elevate. And so when you come into those rooms, you're coming down to their level, right? To increase the engagement and implementation. So they're leaving having something physically done instead of going, yeah, I learned lots of great things that I don't remember. I don't ever want them to leave like that. I want something, something in their heart, in their head, on paper that they can see, feel, touch. Yeah. Is that making more sense? And do you see how things are starting to fit together, and how it's not just you can be a speaker and you can be a speaker? It really needs to be a little more aligned with the group, not just
Or
individual.
just to clarify, so
Yeah.
15, 20-minute speech, and then 15 to 20 minute of that implementation piece,
Yes.
whatever that looks like, and then slight break, next speaker, like that's kind of, or just right into it and it's.
Well, not quite. Let's see. The day starts at 11. These are all Atlantic time. Are most of you in Eastern?
I'm in Mountain.
Oh, you're in Mountain? Do you understand Eastern better than Atlantic?
Yes. I don't understand
Okay.
the Atlantic time zones at all.
Okay.
So you got, and where you got like that 1/2 hour time zone, one of those.
That's the next one beyond me.
Okay,
from
okay,
Newfoundland.
yeah, Newfoundland, yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, Newfoundlanders.
So 11 a.m. Atlantic is 10 a.m. Eastern. So the day
Okay.
would start at
So
10 a.m.
8. So 8 for me. Yeah, that's no big deal.
And it goes until 5 p.m. Eastern. So it is a full day. And each section is about 40 minutes, which is why I said 15 to 20. Because if I tell you 20 minutes, some people are going to go 25. No. Big finger waggle, no. We want to make sure that it is nice to everyone, including me. So we're going to start off with opening and keynote, which is me. I booked it for 40 minutes. Almost everything is 40 minutes. And then clarity with practice, that's 40 minutes. Then we have attention and a breakout session or practice, 40 minutes. Then we have a break, okay? So 1 p.m., which is 12 noon Eastern, would be a break. It's a 20-minute break, which I'm calling a networking break, because Airmeet has this, this feature where you can say, I want to network with random people. I can't remember what it's called. Speed networking. Thank you. Brain is still coming back. Speed networking. So I can either decide to go take a break, to go use the bathroom, to go get something to eat, come back in and out of speed networking as much as I want, or just speed network the whole time. That works too. But I don't want people to feel as though it's a let's take a break and then come back. I want them to be completely engaged if they don't want to leave. Speed networking works for that. So we call it networking break. That's only 20 minutes though, because we're earlier in the day, but it gives people a little shift. Then we get into connection with the breakout session or practice, value, breakout session or practice. Those are both 40 minutes. Then we have a 35-minute, because I know it'll take a few minutes to get back on track, another networking break. But this one, I want to have our sponsors to have dedicated tables to introduce themselves, their products, their services, and also just to be the resource for whoever needs them. They are badass people too, not just the speakers. So we're going to have, I don't know, let's just say Belle, because Belle supports mental health. Let's just say I got Belle, and Belle is at table number 1, and Belle's just going to be there to either talk about their services, whatever one that we've decided on, because one for everybody instead of 20, because then it's just, no, gross. 1. Let's just say that they have a special promotion for entrepreneurs and they're going to give you a special deal, but they might also be knowledgeable in lots of things. So now you can network either in speed networking if you don't want to talk to the sponsors or other people, or you can go to the tables and say, you're badass. I like what you do. I want discounts. I want whatever your affiliate program is, et cetera, et cetera. And you can converse with all of those people for 35 minutes. Or eat lunch, or take a shower, or go to the bathroom, or anything else you want to fill that time with. You have options. Then we come back. Also, I'm going to eat food, hopefully real food, instead of just this movie. Okay, and then we get into service and practice. Change and practice. Those are both 40 minutes. Then inspiration, so it is a little longer at the end of the day. Inspiration and practice. Then we have our closing keynote, which might be Randy Spelling, not entirely sure. Haven't double checked with him this year. Yes, he is such a sweetheart. Love him to death. And then there will be prizes. So sponsors, partners, and speakers can offer prizes. They are one-off prizes. They are not group prizes. So instead of going, for VIP, we're going to have these 20 bajillion things that you're going to have to learn on your own. If you're like me, there's too many bajillion things just coming at you and you're just like, I don't have time for this. This is amazing. Then you forget about it. You don't know where the links are. It's just, no. We're going to have a VIP day the following day for 2 hours. It's kind of a bring your struggles, bring your questions. We're going to just offer you everything that you need in that moment. No strings attached. Okay, that's what VIP day is. So they get, of course, the recordings and stuff like that. But the VIP is, we want to personalize everything that you just did because you were amazeballs, and we want to just give you as much value as we possibly can shove in your brain for the next 2 hours. The next day, because we all need a break. Also, there's going to be VIP networking the night before, after the normal networking. So I always do a networking event the evening before the event, the main event, because I want people to get to know each other. Anthony's just as amazing as me. Deepak's just as amazing as me. I know Julia's just as amazing as me. And Adam and Alex, I just met you recently, but I can tell you're here because you're just as amazing as me. And so it's not all about me. It's not just about my conference. It's about you guys intermingling as well. Because, yay, community. Okay. And then there's the outro. So just, making sure that people don't leave the day thinking, okay, it ends now. No, we want them to be more engaged. So do they have something that they're working on? Engage us, share with us, all that kind of stuff. Any questions yet? Oh yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Laura, love the structure you're putting together. I've been in the format where there's different tables and you bop around and whatnot, but a lot of the potential sponsors haven't been. Is there a way to run through that system in advance before they commit to their sponsorship?
They can. I am also learning, okay, Airmeet has the table set up, but they also have a separate page for sponsors and exhibitors, I think is what they call them. This was only starting to roll out the last time I did this conference.
Okay.
So their links, their information, their offers are already always on this separate page. So anybody at any time can click over, but it's always more fun to talk to them and have a conversation with them than just read all their stuff.
Or to bring them all into a simulated event so they can see how cool it would be, so they could plan the right things to be at their tables and the right way to greet people and the right offer to have.
Like, I want the sponsors to also be attendees.
Yeah.
And if there happens to be a sponsor that's also a speaker, that's amazing too. Because I want involvement. I want engagement. I want us to act as a community instead of separate silos everywhere. It's like, no, we work better when we're working together. So how do we incorporate and integrate more of that? And if you have ideas, I'm totally open.
Well, that's my skill set. I'm not asking to be a speaker on stage.
Cool.
I'd love to help you with the partnerships and the sponsorships.
Yeah, that would be great. That's not a skill I have. A skill I have is I'm a person who likes to talk to people. That's my skill.
I like to talk to people too, but I like to gather people into networks. And when you see it that way, you see the attendees, the sponsors, the speakers, you see that network. And I'm just really good at attracting people and elevating them within the network so that they get a return on their time.
Yeah, well, that's what I was really concerned with. I've been to so many events where I just feel like, well, what did I really learn? What did I really do? Who did I actually connect with? I don't know. And I don't have answers for that. I don't like that feeling.
Cool. Yeah, let's change that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, ugh.
If they leave, if they're thinking about your event 2 weeks later, going, oh, I can't wait to go back to that next year, then you've nailed it.
Yeah. At first, the plan, because I'm only one person, was to do this every 2 years. And this has been 2 years since the last one. But I'm thinking I want to do this event because the third Tuesday of November is Entrepreneur's Day, which is why we do it. I want to do it every year on that day. But then I also want to do either a retreat or something halfway through the year that is taking this deeper, so much deeper into like masterclass retreat style, like depth of let's get shit done together. And I haven't really planned that yet, but that's where I'm going with this. Is like deep, not so deep, deep, not so deep. Give people whatever they're looking for.
Cool. Yeah, that the ability to participate, whether it's putting your toe in or jumping all in, have those different access points for them. Cool. All right. Yeah, I'm in. I want to play.
Okay. You used my word too. Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
Have you thought
Um,
about doing, oh, sorry, go ahead, Julie.
When is it, Laura? What's the date?
Oh, November 15th. Thank you. November 15th. It's a Tuesday. It's the third Tuesday of every November. So whatever that date is. This year it happens to be the 15th.
My question was going to be, have you thought about on the second day, the VIP, doing some sort of like panel with all the speakers and people can like
Yes.
ask questions to one or all or something like that?
I'm also using the panel model as when somebody says, I'm sorry, I can't make it. Last time I had 4 speakers within 24 hours before the event going, oh my God, my loved one is in the hospital. And you're like, how can that many speakers have loved ones in the hospital at that exact time? I had to fill in 4 different slots. So that's kind of a backup plan there. And thankfully, if it doesn't happen, then I definitely want as many speakers as possible to show up to that VIP day. I know sometimes it doesn't happen, unfortunately. But yeah, I want there to be that, okay, let's have some general questions I got during the day yesterday. Let's answer those together. Because my answer isn't going to be the same as yours, but it doesn't mean either of us is wrong, right? Sometimes, yes, there's legitimate wrong answers, but usually there's not. It's a personalization thing. So I want people to see things from different ways and go, what works for me? What do I feel resonates with the way that I work and who I am as a person? Yeah. Why do you want to help me host one?
Well, when you were talking about partnerships, I mean,
Yes.
I've moderated panels before, so that was
Oh,
going to be, I was going to offer, like, if you are doing that, then
yeah.
I'll be the, and I obviously would chime in if I had something
Yeah.
to share as well, but if
I'm
you need
also
assistance
thinking,
with that.
I'm also thinking before the event that I do interviews with people who are helping. So whether it's a speaker, a sponsor, a partner, somebody who's helping behind this, whatever a relationship happens to be, if you're involved in some way, let's have an interview. Let's have a panel
That's a good
discussion.
idea, and
Let's
that's a
get people
bonus.
to know
It's a
you.
bonus for VIPs too.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not going to demand it. But in my head, I'm like, I want to do all the interviews with all this stuff. Yeah, definitely. Will you put some of that stuff in the chat, like what you're offering, just so that I can also have a written
Sure.
account? Yeah, that would be great. November 15th might not work. Ooh, there's always VIP day and networking before. Definitely. Lots of ways to get involved. Or you could be part of that VIP thing and do like a short interview with us. And then I will save that recording for them. See? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, happy to do that, Laura. I just wanted to just kind of put that day that might not work for me, depending on
Scritch your kitty.
how things. Sorry.
Scritch your kitty for me.
Well, there he goes. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So I'll keep you posted.
Yep. Sounds good.
Laura, that date, that 15th.
Yeah.
Um,
No.
Yeah, I'm traveling. I'm speaking in Morocco.
Ooh,
Woo.
fun.
I'm gonna
You're
be
gonna
traveling,
send pictures though, right?
of course. So I won't be available. I mean, I'd love
Oh.
to help wherever I can, but I'm actually going to be on a plane all day. It wouldn't even be like I'm not even going to be in Morocco yet. So it's not even an option for me to do that. So,
Okay.
I'd love to.
Definitely. Alex, will you be required to be on for the whole day? The school day. Oh, yeah. The only requirement is for speakers. I highly suggest that you are there for the entire session before you go on so that you know what it is that they're actually talking about. Like, I'll give you the gist of it beforehand so that you can implement that into what you're talking about. But it's really nice to have a full awareness of how they decided to express that and talk about that in their work so that you can build on it easier for everyone in the audience. So that is the only mandatory is I want you to be there the session before you. Also, if you mess up time zones, then you're there on time. Also for yours. I do highly encourage you to be there as often as possible. But yeah, I'm like you. I used to pick up my daughter all the time and I'd be like, back in 15 minutes. And I'd go get her. So no worries. just not during your session. If it is, we'll have to switch you out somewhere. Okay, I want to make sure that I went over everything. Because when I was sick, I wrote a bunch of notes, but they're not always coherent. So 15-minute talk, 15-minute implementation piece, 15 to 20 minutes each. You don't get to speak for 40 minutes. There's one offer. So whatever you're talking about, you get one thing that you get to offer. I don't want 20. It's too much. Pick one that you feel is the next step for people. That's part of the application process, which I'm going to put the link to the speaker application, and feel free to share that with people. That's fine. But just let them know that this is a structured event. You can't just come in with your pre-prepared talk. It's not going to fit. It's just not. There's that. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Time for the networking events the day before and the day after.
Okay. Where's my phone? My favorite song is Making Shit Up As I Go. Okay, so November. Oh, next week. There we go. 7 p.m. my time, which is 6 p.m. Eastern for general networking. And then 7 p.m. Eastern for VIP only networking.
And that's on the 14th or
That
the
is
16th?
on the 14th. Yeah. The VIP day is on the 16th. And right now I have that at 10 a.m. Eastern to doing conversions to 12 noon Eastern. I figured 2 hours is lots. Get all
That's
their questions.
beautiful.
Yeah. And they can come with anything. It doesn't even have to be what we talked about that day. Like, we are here for you. What do you need? How can we serve you?
That's beautiful.
Yeah. It's like a mastermind, but not a mastermind. Ooh, I also have a friend of mine, Michael Whitehouse. I think a couple of you might know him. Yeah. He's going to be helping me with the networking side of this. So he's going to be engaging. He's going to be at the
Great
networking
choice.
event.
Great choice.
Oh yeah, I told him, I'm like, part of your business plan should be offering a networking package for events so that he can host and teach people about what networking actually is instead of what we think it is, and then getting people to network better. And then he's helping with all of that.
Outstanding. And then remind me again how many speakers you're expecting to have?
So there's 7 steps and then a keynote. So if Randy cannot make the keynote, then I'm looking for 7 speakers or 8 speakers. If he can make the keynote, then I'm looking for 7 speakers, 1 for each of those steps.
Got it. Can I make an offer to you now, or is that something that you need to be in private with?
Sure.
I run a masterclass called the Faster Class.
Cool.
It's a Faster Class masterclass. It's 2 minutes.
Oh,
So
nice.
they deliver one golden nugget in that 2 minutes. You can see Michael's. I will offer a package to you that will, every single one of your speakers will be able to make a faster class to tease the event. So they have one little nugget about what they'll talk about. I'll iron out the details for you, but we'll do, I'll make it, let's just say 10.
Yeah.
10 faster class openings. So if you want to pop a sponsor or a VIP in there as well, I'm cool with that. And then we'll promote that through our networks.
Nice. Oh, and then that would be something that could be really fun as a prize. If somebody wins the time with you.
Yeah, I'm game. Yeah.
Right.
I have a bigger package.
Oh.
It's called the Faster Class Deep Dive. I'll work with you on the arrangements. We'll have a prize for you.
Yeah. And even if you don't want to speak and you don't want to be a sponsor and you don't want to be a partner, you could totally throw in a prize.
Cool.
But
Now,
it'll get like a 30-second spiel kind of thing.
I'd like to be on your sponsorship team. So bringing in sponsors, bringing in partners, and things like that.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. So
yeah, I do.
Totally. So the form is not just for speakers; it is for sponsors and partners, and any sort of crazy cool ideas that you have. That's kind of where you put them. So if you want to be involved at all, just fill out the form. It has spots for all of it. and it's not too detailed.
So Laura, is that basically that's the next step is
That
fill out
is the
form?
next step. Yeah. So it's like start here, because I don't want to say, you know, what's your class about? What are you calling it? What are your affiliate links? It's like, we're not even at that point. We're just, what are you interested in doing? And I'll see who can, I can like wiggle around to fit into different areas. And then you express from there. And then we'll have a one-on-one conversation if I love the thing that you do, which most of the time I do. I'm like, you're amazing. Tell me more about this. And how can we adjust or shift? You know, how can you, yeah, we'll play with it together. And then we'll come up with it, whatever your talk is, whatever your talk title is. And then I'll get your information for affiliate links or your offer, all that.
Okay, cool.
For now.
I gotta jump. I'm actually
Yep.
on a panel, on a health summit panel.
Oh.
So I gotta join right now. So
Okay. Bye.
I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.
I'll fill out the form today. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Oh yeah, I will be starting callbacks on Monday. It's Tuesday now. So whatever forms I get filled out, send the form to friends, to all your friends who are speakers or sponsors or partners, right? Feel free to share the link. Hopefully I will have a recording of this up on somewhere, and I can send you the link if you want. And then they can make sure that they watch this Q&A, and then they can fill out the form. Yeah. How are we doing? We're good? I'm liking all of your ideas too, so thank you. Okay. I'll make sure I went over everything. So yes, live stage, 40 minutes, 20 and 20, attend for 2 hours. Oh yeah, the pitch is like, it's a share, okay? If you share within your talk, great. Otherwise, 60 seconds or less to a pitch. I don't need you taking 5 minutes to pitch one thing and talk for 5 minutes. I've had that happen, which is why I'm making sure I'm saying it. Q&As today, applications. Oh, yeah, the form is done. I will start following up with people on Monday. So even if people fill out the form afterwards, if it's full, it's full. If it's not full, I'll continue following up. But it's got to be done quickly. So, and I will start speaker announcements on October 11th, which is like 2 weeks from now. So yes, this is fast. If you have friends that are speakers, get them to fill out that form ASAP because they will be chosen quickly. Bio headshot, session description, links, all of that will happen after the interview. Like if I want to choose you and I think you're amazing, then I'll have that one-on-one conversation with you. We'll work out the details together. And then 1 week after our session together, that's when I need you to give me information so that I can do the little, oh, that's what I wanted to show you. I could do little things like this, where I can put your headshot up and I have what your talk is called and what date you are. And then I can set up a discount code for you and blah, blah, blah. All of that stuff. So this is what they look like last time. There might be a little editing this time, maybe, don't know. But there's that. And for those who have never used Airmeet before, oh, there we go. That's what the tables look like. So sometimes when we're on stage, you're not at your tables. You only see the stage. You're forced to see the stage, but you can always see everyone, all their bios, all their information. There's chat, there's Q&A, there's a whole bunch of things. And then the sponsors, you know how it says Excel, Empowering Design, NASCOM. I can label all of those tables. I can put icons on those tables too. So it would be a branded table for sponsors. And you'd be like, meet me at the NASCOM table to talk about whatever. And the whole time they get that kind of engagement. Yeah. Those are the things I forgot. And then what else? Oh yeah, all PowerPoints, practice pieces, questions, and blah, blah, blah will be due November 8th, which you'll know about when we have that conversation. I am thinking about doing an admin, just a small admin fee. I haven't quite worked the details on that because I'm not sure if I have to pay for things that I didn't know I had to pay for. which means I just got to cover costs. That's all. And then part of those will be making sure that I have donations to the mental health charities. So yeah, I think that's everything. You got to promote the event. You got to share your discount code. All speakers will have a discount code. Yeah. Which you can get some of your money back by doing. So,
Do you find that once you give people discount codes, they're constantly reaching back to you to find out what their discount codes are?
I've actually never had that because I
Okay.
do up an image like the bio one that specifically has their code on it. So it has their face, their title of their talk, their discount code. And so it's
Brilliant.
always on their own Facebook page or wherever
Brilliant.
they post it.
Yeah, that's great. I can't
Yeah.
wait to see that in action.
Because then you want to share everywhere and you're like, oh, use my discount code. But last time I was giving people so much money based on how many discount codes that they used. But I also noticed that nobody used any discount codes. So I'm like, I don't know how this works. I don't know why that didn't work, but we'll play with it. We'll see what works, what doesn't.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I answered everything. Maybe. Yes. Now are we good? I just wanted to make sure we're under an hour at the same time.
I'm complete.
You're complete? Are you complete? Great. What about you, Anthony? You complete? Sweet. I am complete. I'm grateful for all of you being here. Don't forget to share that link. Did everybody grab that? Okay, I'll make a post about that soon. I will probably private message you because I don't know if I want it on my page. Oh my God, hiccups. Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. I enjoyed this.
Thank you, Laura. This
You're
was fun.
welcome. I'm
Awesome.
awake.
Thanks, Laura.
I'm
I'm
looking
like,
forward to
okay,
meeting you got the A team here, you know that, right? Anthony, Alex,
Aw.
and Adam, right?
Will you grow me a mohawk? Can we dye it? Can we put sparkles in it?
On your mohawk?
Either or. We could both have a match.
Yeah, I mean, you got enough hair for the mohawk already. I'll come over to Halifax and dye that for you.
Actually, I want to dye it purple. Michael's having a purple and blue summit
Yes, he is.
in December for all of those females with purple and blue hair. And he's like, he jokingly, he's like, we could create an entire summit based on people with just purple and blue hair. And so we bugged him about it, and now he's doing it.
The college that I work at is Mohawk.
Yes.
Wow. What a connection.
I love it. This has been delightful. I appreciate all of your comments and your questions and your enthusiasm. It's going to be amazing. I'm blessed. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Nice to meet y'all.
I know.